It's loading.
What is going on, everybody? I'm here to talk over another video from my locals. Today we have the left player, myself, playing Luffy, and on the right we have a Doffy player. Shout out to all the Doffy players out there. I thought the deck was trash, and then I ended up losing to it at TCG Con in Houston. So that was a humbling experience. So now I can't talk crap on Doffy players anymore. So it's fair. So we're going to get into the match. I'm going to play Chopper going first. The Doffy player is going to play a wall blocker on his side. I'm going to go to my second turn, get 3 Dawn. Draw another Gordon. It looks like my hand is not the best. I'm thinking about playing the Nico Robin, but I'm going to swing first. Doffy player is going to take the life. I'm going to play the Nico Robin. I could have played Nico and then added a Dawn to Luffy, but I mean, that's what you should do, but sometimes it just feels like just a bad synergy. And I'm sorry, he's going to swing 5 with his leader, and I'm going to take the life. And then he's going to play a Teach to bounce back my Nico Robin. Good play on his part, because I just kind of wasted my last turn. I didn't do much but swing with a 3K, or a 5K leader, sorry. So it looks like I'm going to play the Nami. Look at the top 5. I've got a couple options. I've got a Zoro, a Luffy, and some other things, but I ended up grabbing the Zoro just because I probably wanted to put down some aggression against this player. So I can swing 5 here, probably play the Zoro afterwards for a 7K swing. So he's going to block with a wall blocker. I'm going to pay 3 for the Zoro, attach 1 to the Zoro with Luffy's ability, and then attach the other one and swing 7 space. So he'll have to discard 2 cards or take a life. 7K is that magic number everybody says, and if you know, you know. Law player, not a law player. Poof. Doffy player is going to counter with 2 cards in hand. Looks like a Mihawk and something else I can't see. And then I'm going to pass the turn. So he's going to get 2 more Dawn, be at 6. Notice he hasn't activated his leader effect once, just because, you know, he doesn't. It's not a guarantee. If you don't see a Perona or another Doffy blocker, it's hard to really play that ability with confidence. You want to see that Perona turn 1. So speaking of Doffy blocker, he gets the Doffy blocker, so he can rearrange the top 5. Or he can just put it at the bottom. You know, if you see a Doffy player put all 5 at the bottom, that's a good sign for you. But if they put it back, like, okay, so what's he gonna play? You know, the Doffy deck, I would say that the base of the deck is pretty much solved for this meta. So he's gonna swing with his leader for 7K, activate the ability, and bounce the Chopper to hand, swing at Zoro, and I'm gonna counter out to save the Zoro. Really want to try to put the aggression. I don't know if that's the right way to play against Doffy deck. A lot of times I think Doffy players can get wins just because people just don't know how to play against the deck because they never play against it. But I definitely think for me it's, you know, lack of experience facing the deck sometimes, but you know, and also the player on the right is a good player. I'll give it up to him. When you've seen this match, it comes down to some pretty wacky plays, pretty crazy plays. So I'm going to put 3 on the Nani, swing for 5. He's going to sneak again if he wants to counter out. He's got a Love Beam in there, but he can't play because he has no active Dawn. So he's going to block with the Don Quixote, use a 2K counter in hand to save it. Then there's going to be a 7K swing with leader. He takes it, goes down to 3 life, and then I'm going to put 2 more on Zoro and swing for 7. So I'm being very aggressive with Luffy. I'm an aggressive player, so I like playing aggressive. He takes the hit from the 7K Luffy. He's down to 2 life. So, you know, I got him where I want him, kind of, you know, taking enough hits, just putting enough aggression that, you know, it just makes it to where they have to react to my board and they can't hit me. And that's kind of sometimes what you have to do with Luffy against some matchups. But like I said again, I don't know if that's the right against this matchup. So he's going to swing 5K with a Dawn under Teach and my Zoro. The question is, do I... Right here, this is probably a misplay. I save it. He still has the leader up, so he can just put 2 more on the leader, swing at Zoro. Now I have to get rid of 2 cards to save him, and he has a Mihawk coming down on the field. So I let him go. I probably should have let him go on the first swing, so that way maybe he would have swung at life and I would have saw another card. Because hindsight, I didn't have enough counter power to save him if he just loaded up his leader. So sometimes you have to calculate, you know, okay, well, how many other swings does he have? Can I save it on another swing? Is it worth it? And sometimes you just have to let it go. I had the chopper too, so I could have blocked the 7k swing. I probably should have done that. Sometimes, you know, you just forget. But I'm not going to give myself an excuse. I had the chopper there. I probably forgot. That's an oopsie on me. Looks like I played the promo Law to -2k, the Draco Mihawk, and I'm going to swing 5 with Luffy at it. So the Draco Mihawk's going to be a 3000 because of Law's effect. So he's going to play for the Love Beam. He's not going to draw a card off of it because he had 5 cards in hand or more. And then I'm going to load up 3 on the chopper and then swing at his Mihawk. So, you know, I got some mileage out of that chopper anyways. Just swung a body with it because, you know, I don't have anything I'm going to save that turn, and I just didn't want that I didn't really want him to start filtering his hand with Mihawk because, you know, that Mihawk can be pretty wild if you leave it on the field, you know. Or at least that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't want him to keep seeing more cards and filtering his hand so it can be better. It's not card advantage, it's card filtering. So if he swings 4k at the chopper, I'm gonna let that die. I'm not gonna save that. It's a 1k blocker. He swung to kill something and did what I wanted him to do, essentially. Or I didn't say I got the mileage out of him. Not necessarily what I wanted him to do. So he's going to pick up a Shiny Dawn, put it back down. He's going to filter it through his hand, think about some things. You know, wonder if he left the oven on and cooked that pizza before he came here. You know, or maybe it was pizza rolls, you know. I'm not the everyday man. So maybe he's not either, you know. Maybe he's you know, eating that stuffed crust pizza and it's like $10 a pizza in the freezer aisle, you know. So he's gonna put 1 Dawn under his leader, swing 6 at me. I'm gonna taste that, go down to 3 life, sit there, try to call him. He's gonna play a Mihawk and put that Law onto the bottom. So I didn't play any 5k Rush Luffys or the 6k Rush Luffy, even though I might have had them in hand, because I knew that Mihawk was coming down and I just didn't want to give him anything that was worse than Mihawk. I wanted to make that Mihawk feel bad. So I succeeded in doing that, and then I played the Gum Gum Jet Pistol to get rid of the blocker. I have the Gordon right here and the leader sling. It looks like I activate Luffy's effect, put 1 under Gordon. And then I was thinking about how much do I want to put under Gordon? Do I want to play something else? So what I do is I load up Gordon and I swing for 7 with him, just to see, you know, keep that aggression. The way that I like to play Luffy is I like to swing with something and then play one more thing on the field. So that way you're not hand dumping like Zoro likes to do. And I really think that's one of the benefits of playing this leader versus the other red leader, is that you're able to do that. You're able to get bigger swings. Even though it's less swings, it's higher numbers. So it's harder for your opponent to block sometimes. And that's just the way I like to play the deck. Sometimes you have to play it mid-range. So it looks like he took that life. He's down to 0 life. And I'm thinking, oh, this is where I wanted him. You know, I got it now. I just have to close this game out. But he has a bunch of cards in hand. He's at 10 Dawn. He has 2 4Ks. He swings 1 of the 4Ks at White Gordon. And I just let it die because there's no point in saving him when he has the swings. He's going to put a Dawn under Teach, swing for 5. I'm going to use a Bid Beckman to counter out because it's a 7 drop, and essentially anything 7 or below can just get Mihawked, and it was still really bad for me to play the Mihawk, and it looks like he swung with the Mihawk and I take the life. It'd feel really bad if I played a Bid Beckman and then he just played a Draco Mihawk, and there goes essentially my turn, and now he has a 9k. I'm stuck with nothing on field. So that's something to be cautious of when playing Doffys, is that Mihawk drop. You never want to give him the satisfaction of getting a good target with that Mihawk. Like I was talking about with that Law, Woof. Jeez, my allergies. Like I was saying with that law play, you know, I kind of did that to see if maybe he would bait the Mihawk out, and did. So he's gonna play for Dawn for a Bartholomew Kuma. Trees, man, my nose, I swear. Look, so basement allergies. And then he's gonna pay 1 for a Perona. Look at the top 5. So this is good for him. He's rearranging the top 5. He still has 4 Dawn up, so he could swing 7, or he could probably try to keep some back for a level up Mellow, because that helps you go up to 9, and that can be a really good card in Doffy, because, you know, later in the game, if you don't have much, you can get to 9 and potentially draw another card. So as soon as just swing 5 at my leader, and I'm thinking, do I take it? Nope, I'm going to 2K counter out. A lot of times I feel like I have more 2K counters in my hand with red than 1K counters. It feels like a lot of times it's either 2K or no counter power. So right here I asked to look through his trash, and I was thinking, well, how many 2Ks has he played? And he had played a few. I was looking at his hand, I'm like, okay, so what's the maximum counter power he could have? And I'd already seen 3 of the 4-drop Mihawks. I know that Doffy plays 8 2K counters, so I was just swinging and seeing how much that he had. So I'm swinging with the leader for 5, seeing if he'll take it, counter it out, get some cards out of hand first, and then, you know, play that rush Luffy that I have in hand probably to try to get to close out the game. But, you know, I'm thinking he has 6 cards in hand, he's got 4 Dawn up, he's probably got a level of Mellow, so it's like, okay, he can probably counter this one out. So he blocks with the Kuma, and he doesn't play a Pacifista, which, you know, that's what you're hoping for. So I do play the Rush Luffy, activate the leader's effect, put it under there, and I keep 2 Dawn up because I'm like, well, let's see if the 10K will go through, because if not, I need to drop some blockers down to save my high for next turn. So he's gonna counter 1K, 1K, play a level of Mellow. Yeah, play the level of Mellow. So the cool thing about how you can counter with level of Mellow is you can play the counters first and then play level of Mellow to make sure you draw a card. So for instance, he did that there. And then I'm going to drop 2 choppers and pass the turn just because, you know, at 2 life, he potentially has, you know, 4 swings. So I need to drop enough defense down that I don't lose next turn. So he's going to draw his card. I have 1 card in hand, so it's not looking great for me. Like, I have him at 0 life, but, you know, if I see 2 more cards from my life, then I don't have any life left and I'm dead next turn. So these next few turns are, you know, these are the ones that are going to decide the match. So he's sitting there thinking, pulls his phone out because he's going to call from God to say, just swing, brother. But sometimes you can't ignore God. You got to take that call, brother, and you just got to swing. So he's going to look through his hand, tap his feet, look at the rest of the cards in his trash, probably to see how many teaches he's played to balance back some of those choppers, or some way he can get to that Luffy. Honestly, the Doffy side, you'd have to know what is he put on there with Perona. You probably want to swing 8 or 9 at that Luffy with your leader, but it looks like he puts 2 Dawn under Teach. I save the Luffy. Now I have no cards in hand, and now it's just a matter of time. He swings 6 at it. You know, I either have to get rid of a Chopper or a Luffy, and he's got 2 more swings that he can beef up. You know, hindsight, he had potentially could have saved that Luffy, but I was maybe thinking that I'll let him go. Maybe I'll see another one in life. So he'll swing Teach again. I'll take the life. He'll swing Mihawk. I'll take the life. If I had no cards in hand, I had 2 blockers up. I'm like, well, let me see the 2 cards from my life and see if that gives me enough gas so I can close out the next turn. So he's going to pay 1 for a 1-drop blocker. He's going to think what to do now. And he's played this very defensively with Doffy, which, you know, it's been correct for sure, because how far he's gotten in the game. But right here, it looks like he's going to play the Gecko Moria per 4. He's going to look through his trash, probably grabbing, yep, another Warren drop blocker. Pay Warren to get rid of the Teach on the field and have that other blocker on the field. So now he's got 2 Warren K blockers. I've got 2 Warren K blockers, but he's also got 3 other decent bodies on the field. I draw a card. It looks like I have 2 Nico Robins and a Gum Gum Jet Pistol. So I Jet Pistol one of the Wands. And I'm sitting there thinking how to swing and close this out for game. And, you know, kind of here I'm thinking I'm kind of just dead. So I load Warren the Chopper, and then I load 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 5 more. So I'm gonna have him as a 6K swing. Swing 6K with my Chopper. He blocks, and then I swing 7. Maybe I shouldn't try to swing the leader at his Mihawk and just kept my blockers up, but I just kind of figured he had enough swings that I would be dead on board. You know, if he just kind of dwindled me down and he had enough blockers and enough counter power to save all those hits. I had a lot of early game aggression, which was good, but it just looks like I couldn't close it out to finish. Looks like he gets another Gecko Moria, plays the Teach, bounces the Chopper, swings with block. Guys, that's the match. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.